All right, I'm on hole number 1 of the Extreme Hills tournament and Tuesday's qualifying round in the rookie division. And I did a practice round yesterday, so I have some notes now. I went through and watched the videos from yesterday and just tightened my notes up, so I have a really good idea of what I'm doing on each hole. So I want to go through with my practice account and try and put that stuff to the test. There's still a couple holes that I'm not fully decided on how I'm going to go at them. A couple of the par threes and then one of the par fours. I'm still on the fence, and it all has to do with ball inventory in each account. So let's get going. Hole number 1, Eagle Peak, hole number 1. Now, here's what's funny about this hole. In the past, I've always tried to hit down here, getting in front of these trees, trying to get out here in my short iron range. So there's a range out here. If you get into this spot, you're in short iron range. And every time we've ever played this hole in a tournament, the wind's always blowing some kind of side wind. But in this particular tournament, the wind is blowing like this. And so if you hit out here, you actually have tailwind into the cup. And I'm never sure if the reason I'm always off here is because you're dealing with a pure side wind coming in, and it's always slightly blowing the ball off. But in this particular tournament, if you do hit out here, you've got a tailwind. I am trying to do the layup shot right here and come at it with a sniper, and I'm using a rock and a kingmaker. Let's go see if I have any kingmakers. I don't even know if I have any kingmakers in this account. I may have to use a Titan, the king of balls, just because I may not have any kingmakers in this account. I got a few. I'm going to save those, and I'm going to use a Titan, the king. I'm going to use a rock, my number 2 bag with a rock. Your rock. And a sniper. That should be all I need. And I'm doing 1.5 backspin and 20% on the drive. Here we roll. Doing a 20% elevation adjustment. And I'm doing 1.5 backspin. See if we can get any live action. See if I can put my my notes to the test here in a I may practice, I may qualify. So I'm not sure. A lot of times I won't qualify this account, my auto account, until Wednesday. That gets me one more day of practice, and then as soon as I'm done with this round, then my normal MO is to go, now that I've put my notes to the test, is to go into my 77 account. And at this point, I should have what I'm going to do on each hole established. And then in my 77 account, I can actually start the process of working on trying to dial in the elevation adjustments. That's the way it normally works. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. I'm kind of going straight forward. You do that straightforward shot with a extra mile or a big topper. See if they can get out there far enough to get in front of those trees. They might be a little short. No, they got it. Just on the edge. 1.5 backspin. Using a Titan. In this area here, 1.5 backspin. Doing a 20% wind adjustment, so 4.5 times 1.2 is 5.4 rings. Get up here where I can actually see my rings. 5.4. Hitting it 700 rings great to the right. That was a good solid 2 rings great to the right. Just trying to end up there at the top. Getting a little bit of roll back. That's because I hit it great to the right. Now on the second shot here, I'm doing 10% to the cup. I should be right at about mid-club. And I'm doing max backspin. I'm trying to get some run back so that I'm tailing it off where I'm going up the hill and then the tail comes back to the cup. And really, in this shot, it's all about hitting perfect. And you can see from where my opponent's at, they've got pure tailwind. This is the first time we played this hole that from that spot, you have pure tailwind. It's almost making me think that I should switch back to that shot. I have not had as much success on that shot. I'm always in the right spot down there. The vast majority of times I'm in the right spot. I got the right ball. I'm in the right club. And then it just all boils down to hitting it perfect. 1-1 times. Where am I in my club? There's max or mid. So I'm right at mid club. So it's 3.2 divided by 1.2. It's about 3 rings. Max backspin. Just trying to get that tail right back to the cup. So it's 3 rings. Just trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. See if I can get it in the hole. Get in the hole! See if it has enough to get all the way back to the cup, or if it ends up putting me on the lip. Just a bit inside. I like the distance, though. Distance looks good. With the way that the wind's blowing there, I may have to make a change to my elevation adjustment. I may have to move off the 10. I could try a 15. If a 15 puts me on the other side of the cup, I could go with a 12.5. I want to hit that shot perfect a couple more times and see where it puts me. I'm going to start the round off like I'm going to qualify today, and then we'll see how the round goes. See how I feel. With this account right here, it's all about ball inventory. So I don't have a big ball inventory in this account, and I don't have any special balls to speak of. So there are some holes that I'm using a Power 5 ball on my main account. And on those, I'm going to have to do a different shot. Or I'll be in I can do the same shot, I'll just be in a different spot. So I'll have a different elevation adjustment. I may not be able to practice the good stuff. I'm still undecided on this hole. I'm going to practice this hole because I'm going to practice the rough bump here. So if you're doing the rough bump, you're in max club. If you're doing the shot like my opponent's doing where you're in the back, I'm doing a max wind adjustment at mid club, which is a 20%, which is basically works out to a 20% wind adjustment. But if you're up there in the front doing the rough bump, you're at max club. 2.5. So be 3 rings. I'm strongly thinking about doing this rough bump. So it would be 3 rings, a perfect 3-ring pool. Hitting it perfect. That looks like it might be in the hole. In the hole! So think about the way that I play my sniper is if I'm in mid club, it's 20% more accurate in mid club. It's actually 25% more accurate as the actual number, but I play it at 1.2, so I'm playing it at 20%. So I do a 1.2 per ring instead of a 1. That's a 20% adjustment. So if you're at mid club and you're using a max number, that's the same as doing a mid club with a 20%. So if I'm at max club, I need to add that 20% back in. So depending on which way you're going at, if I was shooting that shot from the fairway at mid club, I would just do a 1 per ring straight up. But if you're pushing it up toward the front where you're at max club, then I'm adding on the 20%. So it'd be different depending on which way you're going. But that rough bump is definitely a money shot. There is a great chance. And if you're playing from the back tees, if you can get up there to that rough bumps take out secondary wind effects, so you can get a little bit better roll at the hole. All right, that was hole number 1 of the Extreme Hills tournament and Tuesday's possible qualifying round of the rookie division. Thanks for watching.